Welcome to our exploration of King Solomon, a figure renowned for his wisdom, wealth, and monumental achievements. History remembers him as the wisest man who ever lived, a king who built an empire on foundations of peace and prosperity. But like all humans, Solomon was a study in contrasts. Let's delve into the key aspects of his reign and legacy, exploring the triumphs and tragedies that define this complex and enigmatic figure. The Bible tells us that Solomon, son of David, inherited not only a powerful kingdom, but also a divine gift, wisdom beyond measure. It's said that God appeared to Solomon in a dream and offered him anything his heart desired. Solomon, in his humility, asked not for wealth or long life, but for the wisdom to rule his people justly, and so it was granted. Solomon's wisdom became legendary, drawing scholars and seekers of truth from far and wide. His pronouncements were marked by their insight and clarity, his judgments renowned for their fairness and compassion. Perhaps the most famous example is the story of the two mothers and the baby. Two women, each claiming to be the mother of the same infant, came before Solomon seeking his judgment. Solomon, after listening intently, called for a sword and declared that the only fair solution was to divide the child in two, giving half to each woman. The true mother, her heartbreaking at the thought of her child being harmed, immediately cried out, begging Solomon to spare the baby's life and give him to the other woman. The other woman, her face cold and unmoved, agreed to Solomon's proposal. In that moment, Solomon saw the truth as clearly as if it were written across the heavens. He knew the real mother by her selflessness, her willingness to sacrifice her own happiness for the sake of her child. Solomon ruled in favor of the true mother, his wisdom illuminating the darkness and revealing the hidden depths of the human heart. This story, passed down through generations, serves as a testament to Solomon's legendary wisdom, a wisdom that transcended mere intellect and touched upon the very essence of human nature. Under Solomon's reign, Israel entered a golden age of peace and prosperity. His wisdom extended beyond matters of the law and touched every aspect of his kingdom. He forged alliances with neighboring nations, securing trade routes and fostering cultural exchange. His caravans returned from distant lands laden with gold, spices, and exotic treasures, filling the royal coffers to overflowing. Solomon used this wealth to transform Jerusalem into a city of unparalleled splendor. He erected magnificent palaces adorned with ivory and gold. His throne room became legendary, a dazzling display of opulence that left visiting dignitaries awestruck. But Solomon's ambition was not limited to earthly riches. He understood that true greatness lay in leaving a lasting legacy, a testament to the glory of his kingdom and the favor of his God. And so he embarked on his most ambitious project yet, the construction of the temple, a holy sanctuary that would become the spiritual heart of his kingdom. The construction of the temple was an undertaking of epic proportions. It demanded the labor of thousands, skilled artisans and craftsmen from across the land, all working in unison to bring Solomon's vision to life. The finest cedar wood was brought from the forests of Lebanon, its scent filling the air as it was hewn and shaped into beams and pillars. Stone was quarried from the hills surrounding Jerusalem, each block carefully measured and fitted into place. Gold, silver, and precious stones, brought from the far corners of the kingdom, were lavishly incorporated into the temple's design. The Ark of the Covenant, containing the sacred tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments, was placed within the temple's inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies. For 7 long years the work continued, each day marked by the rhythmic clang of hammers, the scraping of chisels, and the murmur of prayers. Finally, the temple was complete, a towering testament to Solomon's faith and the architectural wonder of the ancient world. Its dedication was an event of unparalleled grandeur. Solomon, standing before his people, offered a prayer of thanksgiving to God, his words echoing through the vast courtyard, and as the smoke from the sacrificial offerings rose toward heaven, it was as if a bridge had been built between the earthly realm and the divine. Solomon's legacy went far beyond physical structures. He was a man of profound thought and contemplation, his mind constantly seeking to unravel the mysteries of life and the human condition. His wisdom found expression not only in his judgments and pronouncements, but also in the written word. He is traditionally credited as the author of 3 books of the Bible: Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. Proverbs, a collection of wise sayings and maxims, offers practical advice on everything from managing one's finances to navigating the complexities of human relationships. It is a timeless guide to living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Ecclesiastes, in contrast, is a more philosophical work, exploring themes of life, death, and the fleeting nature of earthly pleasures. It is a book that grapples with the big questions, ultimately finding solace in the belief that there is a time and a purpose for everything under heaven. And then there is Song of Solomon, a lyrical celebration of love and desire, its verses filled with passion and longing. It is a reminder that even the wisest of kings are not immune to the power of human emotions. These three books, each unique in its style and message, offer a glimpse into the mind of a man who sought to understand the world and his place in it. They are a testament to Solomon's intellectual curiosity, his deep faith, and his enduring humanity. Solomon understood that true power lay not just in military might, but also in the ability to forge alliances and maintain peaceful relations. Through shrewd diplomacy and a genuine desire for harmony, he ushered in an unprecedented era of stability for Israel. He cultivated strong relationships with neighboring kingdoms, including Egypt and Tyre, securing valuable trade agreements and fostering cultural exchange. The Queen of Sheba, intrigued by tales of Solomon's wisdom and opulence, journeyed from her distant land to meet him in person. She arrived in Jerusalem with a grand caravan laden with gifts, gold, spices, and precious stones. Solomon, impressed by her intelligence and her genuine desire to learn, shared his wisdom freely, engaging her in lively discussions on philosophy, religion, and the art of governance. Their encounter became legendary, a testament to the power of diplomacy and the transformative potential of human connection. It solidified Solomon's reputation as a wise and benevolent ruler, a man who sought peace and understanding in a world often defined by conflict. His reign, marked by stability and prosperity, stood in stark contrast to the tumultuous years that had preceded it. It was as if, under Solomon's guidance, Israel had found its footing, its people united in their pursuit of a common good. But even the wisest of kings are susceptible to human frailties. As Solomon grew older, his heart, once so attuned to the voice of God, began to stray. The splendor of his court, the constant influx of wealth and luxury, took their toll. He allowed himself to be drawn into the worship of foreign gods, influenced by the many wives he had taken from neighboring kingdoms, women whose hearts remained tied to the beliefs of their ancestors. Temples were erected within sight of the temple in Jerusalem, their altars stained with sacrifices to deities that Solomon had once denounced. The people, witnessing their king straying from the path of righteousness, began to murmur amongst themselves. The unity that had characterized Solomon's reign began to fray, replaced by whispers of discontent and a growing sense of unease. The wisdom that had once been Solomon's guiding light seemed to dim, overshadowed by his growing arrogance and his insatiable thirst for earthly pleasures. The kingdom, once a beacon of hope and prosperity, began to show cracks beneath the weight of its rulers' transgressions. And as Solomon's reign drew to a close, the shadows of what was to come lengthened, casting a pall over the once golden city of Jerusalem. The seeds of discord sown in the twilight of Solomon's years would eventually bear bitter fruit, leading to division, strife, and the eventual downfall of the kingdom he had worked so hard to build. King Solomon's legacy is a complex tapestry of wisdom, wealth, and monumental achievements, but also of human frailty and spiritual decline. He stands as a testament to the heights that humanity can reach, but also to the depths to which we can fall when we lose sight of our principles. His story, passed down through millennia, reminds us that wisdom is not a destination but a journey, a constant struggle to balance our earthly desires with our spiritual aspirations. It is a reminder that true greatness lies not just in what we achieve, but in how we live our lives, the choices we make, and the legacy we leave behind. And so, as we reflect on the life of King Solomon, let us remember both the brilliance of his reign and the tragedy of his downfall. For in both there are profound lessons to be learned, lessons that continue to resonate across the centuries, urging us to seek wisdom, to lead with compassion, and to never forget the importance of staying true to our faith.